Good morning. This morning I'm going to cover question 7 of the COS1511 October-November exam paper. On the left hand side is the question, and they've asked us to study the program below and answer the questions that follow. When I've copied my code into code blocks, I've decided to add a couple of commands so my line numbers don't add up to what theirs do, but I've checked mine to make sure that all the lines that they've got specified here are exactly what is reflected. Okay, what they want us to do over here is to draw a variable diagram for the next 8 lines. That's the first question, and that we also need to clearly indicate which variables are accessible and which ones are not. If I were you, I'd just review the variable diagrams in the study guide. I might be slightly off, but I think I've covered most of them. So you can double check these answers here. This is my variable diagram that I've designed. If I look at the code, I can see from judging here we've got they started at line 26, which was the string time of day is unknown, which is my line 42 over here. Then basically what they're doing is they're saying that we must set the time of day to the function hour. So we're passing this hour variable into here, and we're calling the func1. Okay, and then we're setting the time of day to whatever returns out of that. So when we go and have a look at func1, we can see that it's setting p1 to 16. So that's where my line 6 comes in over here. It's setting the p1 value to 16. Okay, then what it's doing is it says if p1 is greater than or equal to cut2, cut2's value is 18. It's definitely 16 is not greater than or equal to 18, so it skips that section. The next else if says if p1 is greater than or equals to cut1, cut1 is set to 12. 16 is definitely greater than 12. It will execute that value. So what it does is it sets p2 to the value of afternoon. Okay, and then what it does is it prints out p2 over here, and then it returns p2 to the person or to the calling function. So that's how my code comes up, and it says it executes line 8. Then because that's what they've got over here, it looks at line 8, it initializes p2 to nothing. It's just got a string variable, and then it next executes line 12 and it sets p2 to the afternoon. So therefore it returns that afternoon to the time of day, which it then sets to this time of day. Okay, so that's how I've represented that time of day is now set to the afternoon, and I've reset these all back to nothing because outside of that function, p1 and p2 do not exist. So that's why I've set them like that. Okay, so then the next execution, so those are first 4 lines. Okay, you can see there it results in 4 lines. Then they wanted another 4 lines because they said what is the next 8 lines. So in theory I think I've missed 1 line, but that's easy to get. It's what it's doing is it's it's calling this func2, and it's passing the hour. So if we have a look here at func2, we've got one of those functions where the parameter is being passed, and it can change the parameter inside of the function. So that's why I left A1 like that. And as you can see, it's still passing the hour. So this hour here, which would have been the 16, and so we're passing 16 into it. When it executes the plus 12, 16 plus 12 gives us the 28. So I've got a code that will show us that this answer is 28, and then we use the percentage sign equals to 24. So it wants to know how many how many times the 24 is getting into it, and we've only got 4 left as a remainder. So it goes in once and it's a remainder 4. So that's what is returned, the remainder value of 4. And as you can see, then that gets passed through over here, but it doesn't get displayed. So this is my representation, but as you'll see, the output will show up over here anyway, that it returns a 4. So that's what our func2 hour would return. Okay, then the next execution day, time of day, func hour is exactly the same as what it was here. So it would have reproduced exactly what these other 4 lines produced, because there is no change in the value of hour. Yeah. Alright, so that should execute there and return exactly the same as what we've had previously. And then you can see your time of day will result in being being the afternoon. And so let's, without further delay, let's execute the code, and you can see it for yourselves. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so I see line 14 has changed to morning. Okay, that's after it's 4, then line 14, morning. Okay, so somewhere I've missed something. Yeah, but I'll leave that for you guys to analyze and come back on. This morning is the last line, so the last line would have returned morning. I'll get to question 7.2 later this morning. Thank you very much for watching, and good luck with the exam.